So we're recording this interview because we're trying to help other school districts do what you've done. And one of the tools that I know you guys have used in the Newark Public Schools and that, we're going to try and help other school districts learn to use is the Energy Star Portfolio Manager. So tell us how you use the Energy Star Portfolio Manager and what are some of the most useful features of that tool for you guys?
Well, I tell you, the Energy Star Portfolio Manager is an amazing tool. Like I mentioned before, my learning and development, Energy Star was one of those tools that have existed, and you're able to get the most out of it. So how we use it, first of all, our buildings, we audit all our buildings. So now we have a baseline of energy use. We were able to input our energy bills into the Energy Star Portfolio Manager, and they are able to rate out the usage. In rating the usage, they will give us, well, your building is being used 10% efficient, 20%, 100%, which is pretty nice. And so we're able to see just how well the building is operating as far as energy efficiency. And I'm happy to say a number of our buildings, we were in that 90 percentile range where we were able to qualify for Energy Star for those buildings. So it's a tremendous tool, and it's just one of many tools, but it's a very essential tool that we're able to use to just know how well the building is operating and functioning as far as efficiency in our energy usage throughout the building.
Newark gets some weather. It's a little bit easier for people in milder climates to be energy efficient, but Newark, New Jersey gets some weather, and
Yes.
sometimes we don't think of climates like yours as being particularly able to be energy efficient, but I have a feeling, you're challenging that mindset. Tell us a little bit about what it's like to try and be energy efficient in a place where there's extreme weather.
And it's interesting you say that because bottom line is if it's cold, people don't want to sit around in cold saying that we're taking energy. So you have to find a comfort. And you have to re-educate too, because we had situations where we didn't have controls.
Right.
So we were sitting in buildings 80, 90 degrees, and people got used to that. So to just turn it all the way back to 70 and say, this is going to save us a tremendous amount of energy, people didn't want to hear that. Because to them, if they was used to 90, 95 degrees in the building, you turn to 70, the building is cold. So we had to develop standards, and we had to talk it out. We had to let everybody know this is what we're going to do. This is why we're going to do it. And little by little, with the education of people, we had to start turning back the thermostats. We had to start putting in the controls. And with that, the energy savings came up. Now, when it comes to solar in this part of the country, is California, where you have the nice sun all the time. That's not the case here. So we had to, the energy engineering with that, we had to tilt the solar panels. We just don't sit it on the roof. We had to tilt it towards the west where we get the most sun, stay out of the shade. So we had to do things just a little bit different to make sure that we capitalize on the most of the sun. So it's a difference, but we're still able to do it. And it's nice that in some respects we were ahead of the curve. So we were able to learn some things, and now after a few years, we're able to tweak it a little better to make our solar farms a little bit more efficient.
Now, Newark Public School District is not a small school district. It's really easy to encourage school districts that have 6 schools in them, get them all on Energy Star Portfolio. That won't take that long. But you've got a lot of schools. How many schools are in your district?
Well, in our district, we have 66 schools, which is 75 total sites that we manage. And of the 66 schools and 75 sites, it's total 75 sites. It's about 7.6 million square footage of space that we manage.
Wow. So
now, mind you, this is the urban area. It's not like we have big campuses.
Hmm.
We have city schools.
Hmm.
So it just gives you a better perspective of what we're managing. The most majority of that square footage is actual building.
Hmm. Well, and the thing is, you know, that's a lot of accounts to manage on the Energy Star Portfolio Manager tool. So that's, that's a significant investment of time, and I think it's pretty noteworthy that you guys have taken the time to do that.
Yeah, and keep in mind that we're talking about roughly about 400 accounts, which
Wow.
which includes the gas, the electric, and then that's not even throwing in the water account. So it's a lot of bills that we have to look at and
Hmm.
manage to make sure not only that we're responsible in our paying, but in our department, we want to make sure that we are efficient. And it's nice to have great people working for you because they're able to do some of that work. If I had to do that by myself, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'd be knee deep in bills.
Well, and you've got to manage all those bills, and you can't manage what you don't measure. And so it's cool that you guys are using this tool to measure it. And in fact, you just got a big award from Sustainable Jersey for Schools.
Yeah,
And they recognized you for not just, doing all of this work to try and be energy efficient, but for saving money
yeah.
in doing it. So talk to us about that.
Well, we engaged in an ESIP program. It's a program that was put up by the Clean Energy Group, and um, it was the initial pilot program. We figured instead of jumping on all the buildings we have, we started with 6 buildings, and that project of energy savings was about. We spent $17 million on energy saving measures. And of that, we were able to recoup $1 million since 1917, excuse me, 2017. Wouldn't be really efficient if it was just since 19. But since 2017, we were able to save about $1 million. So now I'm excited the fact that the rest of the schools, we're now engaged in the energy saving improvement program. All 66 schools, which makes us the largest in the state.
Yeah.
And who knows, national for just one project where we have all our schools involved in this program. And now we look like we're going to be doing about $120 million worth of energy saving measures.
Wow.
And from what we got thus far, we're looking at about $7 or $8 million annually of savings. So we're looking forward to that. I hope at the end of the day that's where we're at because
Hmm.
that's a nice savings.
It is. And when you save that kind of money in a school district budget, that means that money can be put to things that help to educate the children. What are some of the things that you have or that you hope to use that money for in Newark Public School District?
Well, just like other school districts, some of the issues that we have is budget shortfall,
Yeah.
and in some respect, that money goes to help freight the cost of the budget shortfall, which is good. But some of the other things that we're doing, besides getting new boilers and and roofs and HVAC systems, because the ideal of the program is you spend $120 million, but the savings go back to pay off that equipment. But
Gotcha.
then you still have those savings, and with those savings, there's 30% of the savings that you can use just for school improvement, whether it's books, like I say, salaries,
Yeah.
or something that can benefit the school district. And at this point, we're looking to spread it all over as much
Hmm.
as we can to help the district continue to move forward.
Love it. And I follow Newark Board of Education, all your social media, outlets, and there's always good news. Every day, the district staff, the site administrators, the students are doing fantastic things. And so,
Well, it's leadership, and
yeah,
I gotta say, we have an outstanding leader in Roger Leone, who's a school superintendent, and his vision and his staff, which I happen to be a part of,
yeah.
and the staff that he assembled has that focus, and it's kids first focus, and it's nice when you're part of something that is as powerful as that.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I like working with you guys too.
We love having you.
Yeah. Well, you guys are one of our favorite cases in the Go Green initiative. Newark comes up in every conversation because I'm so proud of what you guys have accomplished. It's pretty amazing.
Listen, and the thing too is with all that good, you don't want to mess it up. So we want to keep doing good. We want to keep being positive because, I like to say, I like to make a point of the things we do. Sometimes it's a microscope, sometimes not so good, but sometimes it's very good. So we want to make sure that we put our best foot forward. And that's why we make sure that what we do has not a selfish impact, but is an impact that all can benefit from. And we look forward to doing it.
Yeah, and the children in your district are the beneficiaries, and that means future generations in your great city. So, one last question I have for you, Rodney. If you were going to give some advice to school districts, maybe people who work in their facilities department, and maybe they haven't done this yet, they haven't done any benchmarking, haven't used the Energy Star Portfolio Manager tool before, what advice would you give them?
Well, all I can say is when I started, I guess I was considered the champion, because I believed in it, but not everybody was on board. But you had to keep at it. You can't lose focus because we can get focused on the minutia, the small things, and then forget about if that's the focus, keep the focus, because the impact that you have when you think about it is beyond what's in front of your nose. It has a national, which this has a national effect. So don't stop. Learn all you can, and any crazy idea might be the best thing for you. And all you have to do is give it a try, and surely you have success if you had the passion. And with the passion, have the people with you, and who knows how far you can go with this. I don't think I reached out to full potential because there's so many things that I would love to do, and whether it's energy or the right circumstances haven't hit yet. So there's so much more that we can do.
I love that. I love that future focus, always moving forward. Rodney, it's such a pleasure to work with you, and thank you so much for taking time to do this interview with us. I think we're going to put these words of wisdom to great use to help others. So thank you.
I appreciate the opportunity to share. And always, since 2013, you've been a tremendous advocate for our district and an inspiration for me as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Rodney.